Hello. I'm releasing this a little late. I'm sorry. Maybe it will just be Melissa to watch this. I appreciate it. We'll try to get get these things out a little bit earlier in the week. For the technology in the classroom survey that I did for with five teachers at my current school. Now I work at a kindergarten in Shenzhen, China. This school does not like us using technology in the classroom or for any kind of external practice. It is sort of a sticking point for us. We have discussed this quite a bit. I know how people feel about it. So I did a 9 question survey to make some of this explicit. Now, I highlighted 4 questions here that I think are very illustrative as to how people feel about using technology in the classroom. The first question that I'll highlight here is in the box in red. Would you like to use technology more or less in the classroom? Everyone said more. If I were to do this survey as well, I would also answer more. It is frowned upon in our current class, and from discussions with my co teachers, we mostly believe that is a mistake that my current school makes. So, moving on, highlighted in blue here is please select the 5 biggest problems you have in using technology in the classroom. Now that was a little bit open to interpretation. People could take it as just currently at your current job, what problems do you have? And if that is the case, school administration not liking it is number one. That's the number one answer. The next most common answers were setup time and lack of tech support. Our general complaint about where we work currently is that we have very little time, very little prep time. We have obviously no tech support, basically. Setup time, very minimal. So we just, the administration doesn't like it. And when you have so little time, it's just not an option most of the time for us. Now, the next most given answers were your own knowledge, alignment with the curriculum, student behavior during technology time, and cost. It all kind of, I think it makes a lot of sense to me. If you're not confident with technology, well, I don't want to use it and take a risk. If you have, now this is a kindergarten, these children, they definitely play with iPads and that kind of thing, but they don't have full access to that sort of thing. So, to get all the pieces to fit together to align the curriculum, it's a little bit difficult. Students, again, this age, some of them can go kind of crazy if we're doing, tech things. They all want to use it all the time, and it's difficult for them to wait. Cost, they don't provide much at my current school, and so if they allowed it, we would probably have to go out of pocket for some of these things, and so people just shy away from it. Now, this question here, highlighted in green: do you plan lessons based around technology, or use tech as an extra component? Everyone said tech should be a secondary component. That's probably a good answer for this age of children. To make it a major component, it's probably just not practical. Now, the last question that I'll highlight is in purple. Is there a piece of technology that you would like to use regularly but do not have access to? I actually talked to people afterwards, and I think actually we all meant the same thing, like a TV that you can has some extra components to it that you can touch, that you can run programs on, you can move things around. Smart board, so someone said interactive board, projector, smart TV. A couple of people said smart board. I think from talking to people, I think everyone meant a smart board. I have used those in the past. They can be very, very useful. It doesn't have to take over the lesson. You can use it as much or as little as you want. All of us at my current school would like to have this, but it's not. This survey was about getting to know the students. Now, this is all kindergarten age children with the help of a parent completing the survey. Now, what do you like to do outside of school? This school that I teach at is a private school. The parents are quite well off. Basically, the children's hobbies, yes, they do lots of different things. A lot of it, these are very busy parents generally. A lot of this is outside classes that these children take. The most common responses were reading and art, followed by various sports. Dancing, singing, swimming, Lego are also quite common, as well as skateboarding or rollerblading. Those sorts of things are very typical for this age of children. Now, I to get some feel for the children's level of language development, I asked a question about when you read a book, how do you read? Some of them said I read by myself, or a grandparent, parent or grandparent reads it for me. Or the next, those are the most, sorry, those first are the two of the most common responses. The next most common is a grandparent or parent or grandparent reads it for me. Um, that's sort of in line. And looking more closely at those answers, those were like the development there is in line with how I feel about the children in the class. Now, talking about the tech components, I sort of set up what I like. I know this age of children here. All these people are well off. Tech to them, this age of children, basically is an iPad. Like that's or some equivalent. That's what they do for tech. When I asked about, okay, they all use iPads. Again, everyone responded, yes, I do indeed use an iPad. If you use an iPad, what do you do? That's highlighted in yellow here. I play games, read books, or draw. Those are the most common. Listen, also followed by listen to music or talk to other people. That's what these kids do with technology. Like now, I was sort of limiting in how I set up the survey. I wanted to make it, that the people are actually going to answer this because they're asking their children these questions through translation and then getting an answer. I wanted them to actually do it and not just have to write in a lot of extra things. But I talk to the parents. I know that these children all use iPads, and that basically is technology for them. So thank you for listening, and I will see you soon.